The author of The God Equation, that's a new book, great book actually, Michio Kaku joins us now. Musk says we may launch people to Mars as early as 2024. Who wants to go when he's issuing a warning that you might not come back?
Well, you know, we are 60 years into the space age, and the probability of rocket failure is about 1%. Now, take a look at the space shuttle. We had about 200 launches of the space shuttle and 2 catastrophic accidents killing 14 astronauts. In some sense, right on schedule. So I think the people who go to Mars are going to be pioneers. They're going to be, for the most part, military people trained to handle the face of death. So in other words, it's not going to be a big shock. And I think Musk is doing a public service because he's telling people that space is not a Sunday picnic. You just can't expect mom and dad to go into outer space immediately. It takes 2 years for a round-trip mission to Mars, and the world's record for being in outer space is a little bit over 1 year. So we have tremendous challenges, and I think we cannot oversell the technology.
Okay. Over the weekend, we had those great pictures of the Crew 2 joining Crew 1 in the International Space Station right up there. That was a huge success, but it was on the back of Musk's reusable rockets. I think they've made space affordable in many ways. Is that Musk's big breakthrough, reusable rockets?
This is huge. You realize that it costs about $10,000 to put a pound of anything into orbit. That is your weight in gold. Think of your body made out of solid gold. That's what it costs to put you in near Earth orbit. But when rockets become reusable, like the Dragon space capsule and the Falcon 9 booster rocket, they're being reused by this launch. When that happens, it's going to drive down the cost by a factor of 2 to 5, opening up the heavens for public and private exploration. This is a game changer. Remember that back in 1966, at the height of the Apollo space program, the Apollo space program consumed 5% of the entire federal budget. Think about that. 5% of every dollar you paid in income tax in 1966 went to the Apollo space program. That's why it collapsed. We can't let that happen again. And I think Elon Musk is leading the way with reusable rocket ships.
One last one. They're launching, SpaceX alone is launching 60 satellites this week. What happened to that old problem, space junk flying around out there? Is that a growing problem?
Yes, it's going to be a growing problem. So far, we have 1,400 Starlink satellites in orbit. The goal is to put 12,000 up there because Elon Musk correctly sees a niche market. That is the rural market, not in the cities, but in the countryside areas where it's difficult to get immediate 5G networks. So he sees a market there, in fact, a potential cash cow. The downside is, however, astronomers are screaming bloody murder because it does mean that many of their photographs are going to be blurred by having so many satellites go overhead at any particular time. That's the downside.
It's not a bad problem. Not a bad downside, I got to say. Michio Kaku, thank you very much indeed. Great book, by the way. I'm going to be reading that. I actually rather enjoy that stuff.
Yes.
The God Equation, Michio Kaku. All right. We'll see you again soon, Michio. Thank you very much indeed.